Well, hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about the INFP and we're going to talk about criticism and love. Those are two things that could be central to an INFP. Let's face it, no one likes criticism, not even the toughest types. I remember dating an ENTJ who wanted me to tell him the truth. And so I did, and it really put a dent in our relationship. So I don't trust people when they say, I want your feedback. I want your honesty. They want honesty to a certain extent. You still have to use some tact, I think, with everyone, especially when it comes to love, and the INFP is no exception. And we have to realize that in life, a lot of people are just flat out mean. There's one thing to give someone a critique. Like when I played the piano for many years, I had to get used to getting feedback, getting critiqued. When you're writing, you have to get feedbacks and critiques. That's difficult for even some people who welcome that type of feedback. They don't do very well when you start messing with their art and telling you that you need to change this or heighten that. But critiquing is so different than just plain rude people. And unfortunately, INFPs bump into a lot of incredibly insensitive people. And we kind of live in an insensitive world. There are a lot of people who teach their kids to be confrontational, not just stand up for what you believe, but be combative with any interactions that you have. And so there are people in life, especially as we become adults, we INFPs have to be around people that were not taught to show respect. That can be quite harsh. And I think that the INFP is a very sensitive type when it comes to love, when it comes to criticism, and that really blesses us in many ways because they're going to be sensitive to how you're feeling. If you're in a good mood, a bad mood, you need some help, you need uplifting, they're going to be very careful not to hurt you. And that feels good to everyone. INFPs have a leg up when it comes to understanding people, feeling how they feel, really using that to their advantage. And they are a soft place to land, and I love that about INFPs. But by the same token, they're going to be crushed by the cruelty of people who are not well-intentioned at all. They mean to hurt. They mean to be vicious. They are disrespectful. And I think some types can look at the INFP's sensitivity and take that for granted, or take it as an excuse that, oh, I can talk to this person any kind of way I want. I can put them down because they're so nice. And that is absolutely wrong. I think what goes around comes around. I really live by that mantra. What you do to others will inevitably come back to you. So I would caution anyone to not be disrespectful to the INFP. I know as an ENFJ, I'm going to come to bat for them. Not that they need me to. I think a lot of INFPs have learned how to stand up for themselves because they've had to deal with such inappropriately cruel people. Here's the thing, INFPs, I want you to be yourself. Sensitive to feelings, interested in other people, warm, caring, have close relationships, focus on the big picture, loyal and devoted. I want you to be all those great things that INFPs are, which is observant, self-reflective. You are dreamers and you have a strong sense of empathy for other people. There's someone around you who needs that, even if they don't verbalize it. So you have to push through with who you are. That doesn't mean that you can't take feedback. That doesn't mean that you can't adjust to your environment, or maybe take on a little bit more toughness as it is needed in certain situations. But for the most part, be you, because you're deeply concerned about your own personal growth and that of others. And you have a naturally non-judgmental nature that can help people through the turbulence of life and storms. If I want to be around an INTJ or an ISFP, then I'll go be around them. I don't want you to change for anybody. And if you've ever been in an environment where it doesn't matter what your MBTI type is, everyone shows respect. And I've been blessed to be in both environments where people are just rude and disrespectful. But I've also been in environments where you have every Myers-Briggs temperament, and everybody is just respectful, they're kind, they're polite. There's something to be said about that. There's something about that everyone inherently needs. And I know that in our world, we need all types. We need people who can be really tough. We need people who can be confrontational, because there are bad people out here. So I'm not saying that everybody needs to be an INFP either. That would not work. But at the same time, you can be edgy, you can be assertive, you can be tough without being rude, cruel, putting people down. If you do that, to me, that is a sign of your weakness and your insecurity, because it's unnecessary. And that was really my motive for writing my book, The Workplace Narcissist, because I kept meeting these inherently cruel, difficult people and questioning and wondering, what the heck is that all about? Like, you're really ruining everybody's day. And there are just some really difficult, kind of crazy people out there. Sorry to say it that way. You could deal with these people a couple of ways. Either A, you turn the other cheek and decide, I'm not dealing in that at all. I'm going to continue to be respectful no matter what. Or you can come up with a couple of comebacks. So the next time they come at you with something harsh or rude or disrespectful, you come back at that person with something. It's shock value. Like, what? Whoa, I didn't know they had that in them. And they might realize, I don't want to come for them anymore, because I don't want any more of that. So occasionally it requires that you say something harsh back. Or if you don't want to be harsh, you can just be straightforward and say two simple words. That was rude. That was disrespectful. People are rude, rough, crude, raw, mean. It means that they're lacking in social refinement. Rude implies ignorance of or indifference to good form. It may suggest intentional discourtesy. Rude behavior is likely to stress lack of polish and gentleness. So the next time somebody is rude, give yourself some time to calm down and think about some of the reasons why people say rude things. Address the rude thing that they said and how it makes you feel. And you have to also realize that rudeness is nothing new. It's been around for all of time. And one way to react to rudeness is with kindness. Sometimes you can even use humor to diffuse a difficult person. And I personally think that INFPs have a great sense of humor, and they can use that unique way of thinking and flip it. On the other hand, you can say, is this person just being mean to me, or are they like that with everyone? And so you don't have to be that person that's, I'm gonna put this person in my place because they're treating everybody that way. And then the other thing is, it is important sometimes to take some critique. So you can take a step back, practice your objective skills, and say, is there something that they're saying that I can make useful? And really try to listen to what is being said and come to some new resolutions. So pay attention, ask questions, and then there are other times when we just have to let some things go because right now there's so much craziness going on. Just have to accept that this is how that person is, and I'm gonna let it go. Meantime, focus on something that you're good at, like love. So how does an INFP know that they're in love? They get an innate feeling about someone. Something inside them draws them closer, and because they're so in touch with their own feelings and connected and comfortable, they can use that to really know if they are with someone who they can really connect with and fall in love with. They're not going to want to waste their time because they are so deep when it comes to love. They're going to want someone that they know will fall in love back with them. They can be very good at bringing out the love in other people and making them feel comfortable in self-expression. INFPs are a safe place. They can attach emotions to almost anything. Now, that doesn't mean that they are not shy. Sometimes they can be shy until they get to know somebody, and that's okay. They can also be very sentimental about certain things, and they can have a very unique way of making decisions in their life. They have their own process and their own way of doing things. Deep connection with feelings is a blessing and a curse. So it may take them a while to bounce back from negative feelings, negative emotions, because they're going to process their emotional experiences at a very deep level. If something negative happens, like they're arguing with the partner, it might take them a long time to get past it or to really deal with those feelings, even if they're not showing it. So they need a safe place, and one way to pull them out of that is to bring in laughter or give them a hug, give them the space to express how they're feeling. They need comfort when they're sad, even if they don't say it. It's important. So I hope this really helped you with both criticism and love. Definitely check out my book if you're struggling with love. It's called Flip the Script on Love, and I really talk a lot about being hurt and trying to heal from heartbreak, and also trying to get to a better place, to be a better partner. So I think no matter what your MBTI type is, I think this book will be helpful to you, and it's written from the perspective of an ENFJ, so you get to see how I think. So check them out. They're on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description box. Check out my playlist also. I've got a lot of videos on INFPs because I really love them, and I'll put the link in the description box for that too. All right, see you next time. Bye.